seems to be a bit of a controversial position. So what I want to do is I want to play exactly what they said so you can hear their explanation and their reasoning behind the reason they were saying some players are great players and other players are generational players. Take a listen to the panel here.
They need to change it all up.
Yeah. Pat Riley's never won without
a megastar?
Top 75?
What we call it, a generational type of talent. It's not like when you talk about, when you talk about generational people, he's had 3 of them. Right, his legacy, you can be the next Pat Riley. Well, hold on, wait, relax. Relax. He's had 3 generational talents. That's all his championships are under. Magic and Kareem.
So, yep.
James Worthy,
James Worthy wasn't a generational talent, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. North Carolina's fine.
No, what I'm saying is that Magic and Kareem, you had both of them winning championships, and then you went to try to do something else, and it didn't work, and then you had Dwayne Wade, then you got Shaquille O'Neal, right? You won, and then you got rid of them, and then you got LeBron James, and then you won those,
Retired.
right? So, no, you retired, yeah. But we said you got LeBron James, right? So when you're talking about the generational, those different makers, that's who your championships have been built off of. You never won a championships with teams or wasn't it? So Jimmy is basically the only player that's gotten you
Close to it.
But to be real, how many teams have won without generational talent?
Steph is not a generational talent.
Detroit.
Steph Curry's.
Steph is not a generational.
Steph not a generational.
You know what a generational? Wemby is a generational person. That is a generational talent.
Steph became
a great. Generational means you can't mimic it. You can't mimic. You can't mimic
that number one.
Well, you said you can't. Can you mimic Magic Johnson, 6'9" point guard with the vision? No. You can't mimic Shaquille O'Neal's body.
Kareem
you can't mimic fucking LeBron James. You can't mimic Wemby. Those are generational.
I agree.
It only comes once every. Right.
So
there's only 5 or 6.
Kill is based on like physical
traits.
Okay.
Physical traits is generational. Like somebody like Giannis is tweaking, right? Like Jokic is not a generational talent.
No.
He's just a great basketball player.
Yep.
Curry was a great basketball player.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? It's different. Like generational is something that's once every 20.
Once every.
Like when it comes, you're like, damn.
Sheesh, you got that?
And then, that's what I said. And he's had 3 of them, 4 of them.
Yeah. Facts.
Like Tim Duncan.
Shaq was generational.
Like Tim Duncan was Mr. Fundamental. Fundamental is what took him over the top. He was a great basketball player.
Can we ask the chat?
Freak of nature. How would they know?
Yeah.
The
chat know everything.
It's called freak of natures. When the freak of nature, like he's had the freak of natures.
So you wouldn't say Steph shooting
is not a freak of nature?
Makes him a freak
it's called
of nature?
hard working.
Absolutely.
Hard working.
Absolutely.
His shooting is freak of nature.
Absolutely.
He is not a freak of nature. Like when we say freak of nature, Bo Jackson, what is he?
Okay. That's okay.
Right? Okay. Deion Sanders. Is Jerry Rice a generational talent? No.
Generational hands.
Nah.
I mean, Steph played golf.
No.
He
just became.
he'll play basketball and then go. He'll play basketball and then go win a golf tournament.
That's what I said. Like he just that he's a hard worker. That's the difference between like a Michael Jordan. They're generational. They're just their engines itself is what makes them there.
Would you say Kobe was a generational talent?
He wasn't.
Nope.
Hard work.
He was a prophet.
Did that hard work turn him into a generational talent?
Mike Tyson. You're talking about like those guys like Mike Tyson, Ali. Those are. So.
What are my thoughts? I think that it comes down to the definition of generational, because generational also connotates time, right? A generation, an era. It means that a certain period of time must pass before you see another player like this. And in that aspect, then Nikola Jokic is a generational talent, meaning once in a generation, right? Meaning in a generation, how many times, what's the likelihood we're going to see a player like this within that generation? And it's unlikely. So if you look at it from that standpoint, Stephen Curry is generational because there's really only been one player like him. And I think it will take some time before we see another player, right? So you could look at Steph in that way. That's where I'm understanding generation. Kobe, they said Kobe is not generational. And I want to get to why they said that. But if you look at Kobe, you have to look at it, okay, you had Jordan, you had Kobe, right? Who were once in a lifetime players, meaning the likelihood of them appearing often is very, very low. So when you say generational, it means that the likelihood of seeing them is not great. Now, if you're saying Kobe isn't a generational talent, then it means that there should be a Kobe Bryant every 5 years. And the fact is, we haven't had a Kobe since Kobe came to the NBA, right? So you could look at it from that standpoint. The standpoint I think they're talking about is freak of nature athletes. I think that's what they were talking about. So when they say a Victor Wembanyama, they're talking about someone with Victor's attributes, being that tall, can dribble, shoot, defend, block. All of the likelihood of us seeing someone like that again is once in a generation. You look at a Jordan, they're talking about a LeBron, and I think that a lot of what they're saying has to do with a player's physical prowess, their height, their athleticism, the things that they can do. Now, by saying Kobe is not a generational talent, by saying Stephen Curry is not a generational talent, by saying Nikola Jokic is not a generational talent, it also indirectly kind of sends the message that these guys aren't really that good. And the fact of the matter is they are.